So you guys probably know I love movies, and I love to go to the movie theater when I'm back home in the States. One of the tough things about living in Germany, specifically small town Germany, is it's hard to find movie theaters that are playing movies in English. OV, original version. But we found a theater about 30 minutes from Schwäbisch Hall that plays an English movie every Monday night. So we're gonna go check it out. This will be my first experience at a German movie theater. Here we go.
Darling, you send me.
We are here in Künzelsau. I don't know how to say that. But we are going to our first movie theater in Germany. Ooh. So, first impression walking into a German movie theater, it looks and feels a lot like an American movie theater. I will say that it is kind of weird to see the names of movies that you know on posters in German or have like their subtitle be in German. But it wasn't like I walked in there and there's a bunch of posters for all these German movies that I've never heard of. It was mostly movies that I had heard of and I'd seen advertised in the States. Are most of the movies that you guys show like American movies or a lot of like German films also?
No, most are American.
Most are American?
Yeah, because most German movies are really crappy.
So most German movies are really crappy?
So most are American, but we show them.
Thank you.
But we only have on Mondays of the original version.
Yeah, Mondays, yeah, we looked that up. We came from Schwäbisch Hall to
okay.
There's actually only a couple posters for true actual German movies. I think only like 2 or 3. And it was weird to see the posters for the German movies because they're like German actors and I don't recognize them. So it's weird to see a person who's probably famous to a lot of German people, but I don't recognize them. It's funny to see someone who's not famous in your eyes on a movie poster. It just doesn't seem real. One thing that I liked, of course, we're in Germany, the movie theater sold beer. A German movie theater, you have to get a beer. Can you guys get beers at your movie theater at home?
No, yeah, but you gotta go upstairs.
It's like super special movie theaters in the States, you can get beers. More and more movie theaters in the States are selling alcohol. You can buy beer at them, but I think that's just to combat like falling ticket sales. But when I was growing up, it was way less common, and even the last few years, you usually had to go to like certain special types of theaters that had like recliner chairs and were sort of attached to a restaurant. Like most normal theaters did not sell beer. I think it's becoming more common now, but actually the 2 theaters by my house that I go to in the States, you can't buy alcohol there. But of course, you could buy a beer at a movie theater in Germany, and so I did just that. Nice. Dankeschön.
Then it's €3.
Absolutely empty. Probably not a huge demand for English-speaking movies in this area because it's absolutely empty. One thing that threw me off, the popcorn was not like salty, buttery American movie theater popcorn. In the States, our movie theater popcorn is super salty, super buttery. This popcorn here that they had was like more sweet, like kind of sugary, more like kettle corn type taste. It was not the same taste, and I give it a sideways thumb because I did not really like it. It was interesting, we get into the theater and kind of like the previews before the actual preview trailers were in German, which was interesting. So you're sitting there in the theater going to an English-speaking movie, but some of this preview content is all in German, so you're just sitting there, I don't really know what's going on.
Mein Vater und ich gehen zusammen in das Dschungelbuch. Ich weiß genau, wie ich...
The ticket price actually was a bit surprising for me. It was like 11 euros for the ticket to the movie, which is a reasonable price in the States. 10 or 11 bucks is kind of like a reasonable price to expect in a big city. So like I went to college in Washington, D.C. It's a very expensive city. So it costs like $10 to $12 to go to the movies. But when you're in a smaller city or in a small town, like I would expect the ticket price to be a couple bucks less, but it was actually 11 euros. So I thought that was pretty expensive for a ticket price. Now this is something that I just found out recently about German movies, and I think it's super, super interesting. For every famous Hollywood actor, there is a German voice actor who dubs all of their movies. So like one single actor does every Leonardo DiCaprio movie. So German audiences know Leonardo DiCaprio's voice as this specific German guy's voice. And I looked it up, and for Leo DiCaprio, the guy is Garrett Schmidt. Here he is right here. Here's here's a little bit of the Wolf of Wall Street trailer in German. This really threw me off.
Mein Name ist Jordan Belfort. In dem Jahr, als ich 26 wurde, habe ich 49 Millionen Dollar verdient. War das alles legal? Natürlich nicht.
So a good amount of you guys are German or come from German-speaking countries. So I have a question for you. Do you prefer to watch, say, Hollywood American movies dubbed in German, or do you prefer to watch them in English with German subtitles? Because I started to watch that German show Dark on Netflix, and I started to watch it dubbed in English, and I absolutely hated it. I hated how dubbing looked and felt, and it just felt weird and off. And so I just switched to German and had English subtitles, and I felt way better with that. So my question to you guys is, do you like watching Hollywood movies dubbed in German, or do you prefer to watch them in their original version just with subtitles?
He laughed through the whole movie. It was a horror movie. Just had my first experience at a German movie theater. Funnily enough, we actually saw a movie that basically had no dialogue at all, so we easily could have watched that in German. We saw A Quiet Place, and it was just there was like no dialogue in the movie at all. But good experience at a German movie theater nonetheless.
Overall, solid first trip to a German movie theater. I'd like to go to a bigger theater in a bigger city because we were, like I said, in a small town, but good experience nonetheless. All right, that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you next time.